Imagine the Saharan desert. Now imagine it divided in half. Now divide that by half. Divide it in half one other time. Do it again one last time. Take your imagined area and cover it with solar panels. That area can absorb more than enough solar energy to power not just the country, but the entire world. Climate change occurs when the general trend of the weather deviates in one particular direction. As we speak, this is happening to us. Some evidence for climate change includes rising sea levels, warming oceans, and shrinking ice sheets. Our planet is warming slowly, but surely due to various influences, one of the biggest ones being the use of fossil fuels. By decreasing fossil fuels, increasing emission regulations for large-scale infrastructures, and performing small, everyday actions that help lower waste production, the rate of climate change can decrease drastically. By making simple lifestyle changes, you too can aid in decreasing the rate at which our Earth is being heated by the sun. Climate change is occurring rapidly as we speak. Per a 2015 article by the Environmental Protection Agency, consumption of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gasoline are major contributors to the climate change. In 2014, the U.S. Energy Information Administration reported that, on average, the United States consumes 6.95 billion barrels of petroleum products. That's about 19 million barrels per day. Additionally, the World Coal Association reported in a 2015 article that worldwide coal consumption just last year reached 6.6 billion tons. These numbers are extreme, and this aggressive use of fossil fuels has massive effects of quickened climate change. Now let's discuss how increasing emissions regulations for large-scale infrastructures can decrease the rate of climate change. Reinforcing more strict emission regulations for mass-market industries has the potential to drastically decrease the rate of climate change. In Solar Industries Association 2011 article on climate change, they explain how various infrastructures, including energy, automotive, and industrial companies around the world, are known for their massive consumption of energy. They also give the various solutions to these issues. Solar panels absorb energy from the sun and convert them into energy. This energy is then stored and can be used for anything that requires energy to work. Because the sun is constantly radiating energy onto Earth, this supply is extremely resourceful. Electric cars use a battery instead of gasoline to power the vehicle. Because there is no gasoline used, CO2 is not released as a byproduct. Industries can also use reusable energy to power their facilities. A majority of factories use mechanical and thermal energy, which can easily be powered by solar, wind, and even hydroelectric energy. All of this shows that there are many solutions for the climate change crisis. Now some might say, well, what about me? It doesn't sound like there's anything that I can do about this. The thing is, you can. Small, everyday actions can be taken by everyone to help decrease the rate of climate change. Eric Sorensen gives just a few examples of these lifestyle changes in his 2008 book, 7 Wonders for a Cool Planet. Recycling is extremely helpful as it allows for waste to be reused over and over again. This would greatly aid in the decrease of waste needing to be burned and would eliminate more fossil fuels. Minimizing car transportation is extremely helpful in minimizing CO2 emissions. By carpooling and walking places, individuals can help decrease CO2 production themselves. Planting trees and gardens helps decrease the intensity of the greenhouse effect. Because plants consume carbon dioxide and give off oxygen as waste, they decrease the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere while simultaneously brightening a home or building natural habitats. Here we can see how achievable these tasks are to reduce climate change. Hopefully you all have a better understanding of what climate change is and how we can help minimize its effects. Today we discussed how decreasing fossil fuel use, increasing emission regulations for large-scale infrastructures, and performing small, everyday actions that help lower waste production can drastically decrease the rate of climate change on our planet. By doing this, you are also helping to slow the ever-growing rate of climate change easily and efficiently. Remember, if climate change continues to get worse, It could destroy many natural habitats, affecting both wildlife and human populations. Obviously, this is far from ideal, so let's do all we can. So let's all do what we do best and procrastinate, except this time for the good of the planet.